96.1 TCX, your station for Rocket Hits at 8:35. It's your TCX Morning Show, Graham. Coming up this weekend, this Saturday, in fact, the 6th annual Shakin the Shack to benefit the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And the headlining band, these guys are tremendous. They're just tremendous. Cherry Pie joining us this morning. Josh from Cherry Pie, and maybe John, too, if we can get him on the phone. Pull that microphone on over to yourself there, Josh. That'll work out great. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good to see you. I know it's tough for musicians to be up this early.
Yes, that is often the case. I guess I still haven't gone to bed from last night, I guess.
Oh, that is still the case. Tell us a little bit about how you guys got together and how long you've been together.
Oh, man, we've been together for over 12 years. If you think back to 1999, 80s rock wasn't real popular for a while there. You know, we knew that 80s rock was going to come back in because there's always a 10-year cycle, and we kind of got right on the edge of that. In 99, we started doing the stuff, and within a year, it was back in, and we were already capitalizing on it, and we've been going pretty strong ever since.
Well, I think what's really neat about you guys, one of the things that is a real positive for you guys is you really stay true to the music. I mean, you try to really make the song sound like it sounded when it was first out.
Well, yeah, that's usually the case. I think most bands try to do that. Some do it better than others. We do take pride in our versatility to be able to do some of the heavier, more guitar-oriented stuff and do some of the more diverse keyboards-type stuff all in the same band.
The other thing that's neat about you guys is you've kind of captured the theatricality of it. I mean, the stuff from the 80s had a lot of visual excitement. And you guys do that. I mean, there's lots of colors, there's props, it's
excess.
A complete show.
80s was about excess, and there's never been an idea where somebody says, "Oh, that's just too much." The more the merrier. The show is really it's really a five-ring circus because everybody's on the stage is competing for attention. It's not like one of those bands where you have a front man who does his thing and the rest of the band's supposed to take a back seat. We're all out there trying to do what we can, and having said that, there's no doubt who gets the most attention, and that's our drummer, Frankie. And if you go on YouTube and look up videos of the band, most of them are people who just point their camera at Frankie and let it roll. He's so much showmanship with the way he twirls his stick. He's like a juggler who's drumming, or vice versa.
With the competition between members of the band, do you guys have discussions about what you may add or subtract from the set list? Is there always that's an ongoing debate?
It's an ongoing discussion, but that's one of the more fun aspects is to always be talking about what's cool songs we could be adding, and we do a pretty good job of rotating songs from show to show. With
as busy as you guys are, do you still rehearse? I mean, some bands, they get to a point they're playing so many gigs they don't even bother to rehearse. What do you guys do? How do you handle that?
Well, yeah, we do go long stretches without rehearsing because the repertoire is there, and sometimes we add songs. Some songs are easier to play than others. Sometimes you can add songs during sound checks. But there's a couple periods during the year where the live scene slows down, and we try to capitalize on getting some rehearsals in and work on a new batch of songs all at once and fix things that might not be going quite right.
I think this might be John with us now. John, good morning.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
We're doing great. Thanks for joining us today. We've been talking about the band a little bit. John, tell us who's the hardest guy in the band to manage? Who's the guy you've always got to watch out for?
Everybody but me. It all depends on the night, I guess. Sometimes, I'm a little squirrely. Sometimes Josh is a little squirrely. Sometimes Frankie. We should get we need a full-time babysitter, I think, for the band. I think that would probably help out a lot.
And we always hear and see things about the rock and roll lifestyle as how much of it is true, how much of it has changed. Has the dynamic in the band changed at all as you guys have gotten older after 12 years together?
This band, we don't really adopt the rock and roll lifestyle because we're very serious about the songs that we play and the music that we play. We always want to put on a great show. So it's more focused on the band, all of us are, we stay in shape. We don't, nobody does drugs. A couple guys in the band maybe have a beer or two before the show, but we always want people to come away from a Cherry Pie show knowing that they got not only their money's worth, but more than their money's worth. That's the goal.
I think the thing about watching you guys, too, it's the way it's supposed to be when you go to see a band. It's just fun.
Exactly. Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's not. it's not serious. We're not trying to change the world. We're just trying to show people a good time, to maybe take them back a little bit to, their youth. And for like the younger fans, this is like, okay, this is what it was like back in the day. This is how a show was supposed to go. So they get a little taste of, the nostalgic part of the 80s hair metal scene. So,
what do you guys think? I mean, this is obviously our station. These are the songs that we play, too. What do you think is the enduring appeal of the 80s music?
I think it is probably the most fun decade for music. The music, and I'm generalizing terribly right now, but music before and since took itself a little more seriously, and sometimes that's good and sometimes that's not so good. But I think in the 80s you had the planets aligned where the music was just all about fun and about excess, and that's, I think, what people like to tap into when they look back at the 80s and enjoy the music.
What do you think, John, along those same lines?
Yeah, I think Josh touched on it. It's like I said before, we're not trying to change the world or anything. It's fun, and the music was good. The musicianship in most of those bands was very good. The vocals are very good. I like heavy metal music. I listen to everything from, like Poison to Slayer. And this is by far, the most fun to play. And I don't get into the new metal scene is like the Cookie Monster vocals and stuff. I really can't get into that. I like listening to great singers. Being a singer, you got Steve Perry and, all these guys that, just unbelievably voices. And that's what I enjoy. I enjoy, a lot of good vocal work. So.
What songs do you guys really look forward to playing? I mean, I've been in bands before, and you like everything you play, but there are certain songs you just get cranked up for. Which ones is that the case for you guys?
I think one song that a lot of us enjoy is Separate Ways by Journey. It's got the great synthesizer riff mixed with heavy guitar, and I know Frankie goes crazy with those drumsticks on that song, and a Steve Perry vocal. What about you, John?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. I also like, like later in the night, maybe we turn a little bit to the heavier stuff, and, we do a Judas Priest tune, Another Thing Coming, and Rob Halford has always been one of my favorite singers, growing up. And I love hitting those high falsettos that Rob Halford does. To me, that's one of my favorite songs to play.
Hey, it's a little early in the day, John. Do you think you can hit that high falsetto right now for us? There you go. Oh, man.
I think he's ready. I'm
ready. I was vocalizing, before the interview because I knew I'd be asked to do something crazy.
John, you should have seen when you did that. Greg was like, "Whoa!" He's like he's hurting his headphones.
Just turning the headset down a little bit. Everything's fine.
Sorry about that.
No, that's lovely. What would you guys say to somebody who's never seen the band before? How would you invite them out? What would you say to them?
They say, "What's up with that? Where the heck have you been? We've been doing this for 12 years.
For the last 12 years? What?
Welcome to Wisconsin." That's what we say.
Well, I'll tell you, we're looking forward to it. Saturday night, and once again, it's the 6th annual Shakin the Shack to benefit the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And how many of these have you guys played at?
We've done every one.
You've done every single one.
And it is an honor and a responsibility to be kind of the band associated with this event. It's a really great event, and we're really proud of it. And Lisa and her gang have always just done a spectacular job putting it together. It's a lot of fun.
They do a great job. It's unbelievable, all the work that they put in. All the props should really go to them.
Yeah. The auction items are awesome, and as always, we're going to be bringing in a guitar that we all autograph and we play it during the show and then auction that off, among many other things.
Well, that's a cool item.
Yeah,
that's neat. That's great. Well, you guys, I'll tell you, it's been a kick having you here, and I've seen the band many times. You guys are always great, always put on a great show, and I think if anybody from any of the original bands that sees the way you guys do the show, you do an 80s show like it should be done, not only would they be honored, maybe they'd pick up a tip or two. You just never know.
Well, there was a couple of years back, Bret Michaels was signing autographs at an event that we were invited to play at, and he wasn't there to play, but he's like, "Hey, can I play a couple songs with you guys?" And he got up and played a couple songs with us. And,
you let him, huh?
Yeah, after some consideration with that. Well, just be careful.
Although he screwed up his own song.
He did. It's on YouTube. You can look it up.
Now, you guys are too cool to have done this, but wouldn't it have been great to say, nah, we don't think so?
But that's not the way it goes. It goes like this. Come on, man. Get with it.
That would just be, man, I don't think so. No. We got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
Right.
Well, if you're looking for a great time Saturday night and helping out a great cause, you can't beat Shakin the Shack. Once again, at Caddy Shack on 23. Get on out there to the Shack and have some fun. A great band and a great time this morning. Josh and John from Cherry Pie, thanks so much, guys. Have a great show Saturday night.
Well, thank you.
All right.
That was awesome.
John, thanks a lot for calling in.
Show was outstanding. It was fabulous.
You think so?
I saw very little of it because I was in the other room the whole time, but it was otherwise.
You're busy working. You work very hard.
Thank you.
Doesn't she, Dan? Yes, she does. She works very hard.
Nicely done.
If you miss Shakin the Shack, you miss a good party. Make it next year. It's for a good cause, and it's a good time. So, I'm tired. I'm drinking beer because Dan is driving, and I don't have to worry about driving tonight. So, cheers to everybody. Cherrypie.org. Next Friday, we are at the Club Tavern. Get there early if you want to get in the bar, okay? For Lisa Mick and John Swenson, that's where it is. April 21st. Oh, it's actually the 22nd now, yeah?
Yes,
April 22nd, 2012. That's Walter Cronkite. He's dead, by the way.